welcome to this video where I will be discussing how you can get into a top clan in World of Tanks. Okay, so firstly, to get into a top clan, you will need tier 10 clan war viable tanks. The amount of meta tier 10s that a clan will want you to have will vary by clan, but a good number is around 4 or 5 to be safe. Okay, I will start by talking about the heavy tanks at tier 10 that will count as meta tanks, or at least what most clans will consider viable for their tier 10 clan wars and other competitive gameplay. Okay, so starting with the American tech tree, the T110E5 is the tank that you will want to get there for heavies. It's extremely mobile, extremely good armor, extremely good gun. This makes the T110E5 one of the strongest tanks at tier 10, and it's picked for clan wars a lot. Okay, so if you're going down the German heavy line and you want a Clan Wars viable tank that will get picked, you should probably head down the Tiger 2 E75 and get the E100. The E100 is very strong, it's very powerful on city maps, and will get picked for Clan Wars. Okay, so from the USSR tech tree, the IS-7 and IS-4 are both Clan Wars viable. The IS-7 is more of a hull-down tank, and it's more mobile, whereas the IS-4 is better for side scraping and brawling and that type of thing. But they are both clan war viable tanks, so you could pick both of them up if you so choose. Okay, so for the British heavies, the FE215B is a clan wars viable tank. It will be chosen a lot because it has probably the best gun on any heavy tank in the game, with extremely good penetration, DPM, and gun handling. The French heavy, the 50B, is also a clan wars viable tank. It outperforms the T57 heavy in almost every aspect, with good burst potential and excellent mobility. Okay, and finally the last Clan Wars viable heavy tank would be the 113. The 113 is relatively new on the Clan Wars scene after its recent buff, but it's mobile, has good armor, and a good gun. Okay, so for the mediums, the Russian mediums will see the most use in tier 10 Clan Wars and competitive play. The Object 140 is the most popular choice for excellent DPM, firepower, mobility, and camo values. T62A is pretty much interchangeable with it, but the Object 140 edges out in speed and gun depression, so that's why it's picked a little bit more. Also, if you happen to have an Object 907 reward tank, that is also perfectly Clan Wars viable. So usually you can pick up both the T62A and the 140 just by playing the T54, and then you'll have two very good, highly useful Clan War viable tanks. Okay, so from the French mediums, the Batchat 25 ton is the Clan Wars viable one. It has an excellent autoloader with a lot of burst potential, and it's very good for spotting and running around the map. Okay, so the TVP 50/51 is relatively new, but it is worth mentioning because it does see use, and it's quite strong, good mobility, and better DPM than a Batchat with its smaller, faster firing autoloader. Okay, and for the Japanese mediums, the STB-1 is a Clan Wars meta tank. It has extremely high damage per minute and good turret armor, so this tank will see competitive play. Okay, so moving on to tank destroyers. You will not see tank destroyers picked very much for Clan Wars. They're used quite situationally and sparsely, but I will mention the ones that are used occasionally. The T110E3 from the American tree. The Jagdpanzer 100 will occasionally be used just for holding corners on city maps and things like that. And finally, the Object 263 from the Russian tree. Okay, and finally, the artillery. Artillery will see use in Clan Wars occasionally. The main two are the M53-55, the tier 9, not the tier 10. The 53-55 is considered more useful than the T92 at tier 10. And also the Conqueror gun carriage from the British. So we're looking at the top 10 clans here on the NA server, and as we can see, all of their win rates are above 2200. So if you want to get in a top clan, you're going to want to have your recent statistics for win rate, WN8, probably in the light purple or getting up to the dark purple and higher. So some tips for getting better at the game if you're just an average player. I recommend looking at forums. You can look at the official forum, is a good place to start. You can get lots of tips in there and things that'll help you improve your gameplay. Also, the WoT Labs forum have lots of guides and things from high level players that you can read, and it'll help you improve also. I would also recommend going on Twitch and watching live streams. There's usually lots of Unicums and Super Unicums playing, and you can watch their gameplay live and see how they do, and they'll probably explain things pretty well to you. WoT Labs on the front page also has a list of sponsored streamers, and they're all pretty good to watch and get better by watching them. Useful websites that will help you improve your gameplay include Tanks.gg. On this website you can look at armor layouts and how to penetrate and angle your tank correctly, and also the official wiki page is quite useful just for learning mechanics such as camouflage, view range, and crew skills and things like that. Also, make sure that you are equipping your tanks correctly using the best equipment, the best consumables, and the best crew skills. There are lots of guides for this on YouTube, on forums, on the internet. I've made videos on this, so make sure you're doing that, and that's going to help your gameplay a lot. Okay, so once you've watched streams, watched videos, been on forums, and equipped your tank correctly, I'd recommend just finding 1 or 2 tanks and sticking with them and becoming really proficient at a certain few tanks. Try not to play low tiers if you're trying to become really good at the game. I'd recommend playing tier 8, 9, and 10, and just playing a few tanks over and over again until you just build up your skill and become more comfortable and better at the game. Alright, another great way to improve your gameplay would be to create a platoon and play with players that are above your skill level. So a great way to meet players just on forum threads, looking for platoon mates on forums and things like that. So once you've found some people on your friends list, start playing with them and you'll probably get better. Another great way to meet people is just playing team battles. You can get on teams with players that are better than you, and you can start playing with them, platoon with them. Also, you can join sub-clans of the top clans that you would like to get into, you'd aspire to get into. So for example, my clan, Mahao, we have a sub-clan called Senpai, so if you do not meet requirements for the Mahao clan, you could probably join Senpai and play with good players, and once you play with them and build up your skill level and things, you can stay there, or if you like, you can meet the requirements of Mahao and join. Okay, so once you've gotten yourself 4 or 5 or more tier 10s and you've improved at the game, you can come on to this website, the NA Wargaming, just Clans Hall of Fame, and you can look through here until you find a clan that suits you. So, for example, my clan Mahao, we go to the clan profile here, and in the description we'll see what you have to apply to this clan. So once you have all of these things, you can go and talk to a recruiter and see if they will evaluate you. So most top clans, once you've applied, they will evaluate you, they'll play with you and see if you are as good as the statistics that you have, and once they decided that, they will accept you into the clan, and congratulations, you've got into a competitive clan in World of Tanks. Good job. Alright, well that wraps up my points about how to get into a high-level competitive clan in World of Tanks. I hope this video was instructional in some way. Remember, if you still can't get into a top clan, it's not the end of the world, you can still join. There's plenty of clans for any skill level and any ability, so there's a clan out there that will suit you. But with that being said, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.